This is the True Believers Bible Study with Ray McCollum. Let's figure things out.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the True Believers Bible Study. We're contrasting the difference between sons and servants in the church. Hebrews tells us that Moses was faithful as a servant in God's house, but Jesus Christ was faithful in the house as a son. And we're considering the contrast between what it means to serve as a servant, which is really an Old Testament mentality, or to serve as a son, which is the New Testament mentality, and it is the superior attitude. Let's face it, we all serve God, and the question is, how do we serve Him? What's the attitude of our heart? Do we see ourselves as just servants in the house, or are we truly sons? And we're looking at 10 different contrasts, and we're going to go ahead and pick up number 7 today, which is that sons labor to bond new people to the family. Servants will try to bond new people to themselves. Over the years, we've had a number of cases where people serve in the church and they're put in charge of a small group, they're put in charge of a certain department, they're put in charge of some aspect of the ministry, and sad to say, they don't bond new people to the church. I'm not saying they do this intentionally. I think it's truly, most of the time, it's unintentional. But they're bonding people to themselves. And they end up creating a silo for themselves, a little sphere of influence, so to speak, where they're basically looking to make people loyal to themselves rather than to the bigger picture, to the family. And that creates so many problems. And God can't build with that. You can't build with an independent spirit. You want to bond people to the church, to the eldership, to the pastors. You want to bond people to the vision of the house. You do not want to allow yourself to be in a position where you're bonding people to yourself. Number 8. Some sons know how to walk in the light and appeal to authority when necessary, but a servant spirit will fear authority and complain about their issues outside the family. Oh, my friends, there's so much here. You know, in 1 John, the apostle says, if we walk in the light as He is in the light, then we have fellowship with God and with each other. The only way you can walk in relational fellowship and unity is if you walk in the light. You cannot carry unspoken criticisms, unspoken offenses. You can't walk in fellowship together. Now, you can have a superficial appearance of unity and fellowship, but it's not real. You have to be able to bring issues to authority with respect, with honor. If you've got a problem, you have to confront it. You know, in Matthew 18, I can't go there, but it gives you the 3-step process where Christians are to deal with offenses. And it's very clear. You go first to the person that you're offended with or who has offended you, and you tell your brother their fault, and you talk it out, you work it out. And if you can't, you've got to go to the next levels. And without going into those details, I just want to say the principle I'm trying to lay down is walk in the light, appeal to authority. If you've got a problem, make an appeal, present it in a submissive and respectful way, and let the leadership deal with it. Because if you don't, God can't build with you, and He can't build a house like he would want to. The ninth contrast, sons will lay down their lives for the flock. Servants and hirelings will flee when the wolf comes. Jesus said he was the good shepherd of the sheep, and he would, but the hireling, when trouble would come, would run away. If you see yourself as a son in the church, not just a servant, then when the church is under attack, when the wolf comes, you're not going to run away. You're going to be willing to lay down your life if necessary. And I'm not even talking about your physical life. I mean, thank God we don't live in a country where our physical lives are at stake if we're faithful to God. That happens in other countries. But generally here, it means that when the flock is under attack and the wolf has come, you're willing to stay and fight. You're not going to just run away as if you're just a hireling or as if you're just a servant. And the last one I'll cover, this is the number 10. Sons understand and value generational concepts. Servants and hirelings live only for the moment. My friends, we've got to realize as sons of God that God is building something greater than us, and he's building something that will be here when we're not here any longer. You have to have that long-term God view or perspective of how God builds. He is building generationally. It's not just about you. It's about your children, your children's children. You're wanting to have an attitude in the church where you have a sense of building something that will last beyond what your life will last. That's the way God builds. God is, from the beginning, he knows the end from the beginning. And God has been working all through human history toward the grand and glorious climax of all things, which is completion and fulfillment of all things in Christ and the final judgment. And that's the long view. That's the view that sons have, that servants often don't appreciate and don't even understand. This has been part 4 of our teaching on sons and servants. You might need to go back and listen to these points again and ponder them, meditate on them, think about them, because if you do, and if you follow through on these contrasts and set yourself in the church, in the house of God, the family of God, see yourself as a son, and not just as a servant. It's going to make a big difference in your journey with Jesus, I promise you. We'll be back with more next time. Till then, God richly bless you.
True Believers Bible Study is made possible by people just like you. To make a donation, please visit truebelieversbiblestudy.com.